So this will be recorded. So if you do chime in, um, watch the language. I'm just saying. Hey, Larry Foley, welcome. Mike Grafstein, welcome. Shelly, welcome to you. Sharon, welcome to you. I've unmuted you all. You can you mute yourself if you want to just listen. But again, this is an interactive call or webinar, and there's group discussion, and yeah, lots happening. You can also write me notes as well. I'll see those, and I get a little notice on my screen saying, "Oh, I got somebody wrote a note," and I can answer your questions and share your answers there too if you're a little bit shy today. So this is a 6-week journey. We're going to do 3 weeks here before Christmas. It's like not a sales rep was stirring, not even a mouse. So I'm going to do 3 weeks before Christmas and then 3 weeks in January after the first week back. I think our next January call will start the 13th, the 20th, and 27th. I just want to thank the York Region Small Business Enterprise Center, York Small Business Enterprise Center, and I know Jennifer Benakis is on the call, and hopefully you all met Jennifer. She's a lovely lady and colleague, and does some great work. I've actually had a chance to meet with Jennifer about my own business, and she was really knowledgeable and helpful, and gave me a whole bunch of material to read over. I left way down with a lot of good material like reports and documents and statistics. Well, welcome, Mandy. Welcome to you today as well. We're just starting. So this is a journey into selling. It's called Selling for Success, or the Joy of Six, as I like to call it, which is a 6-step sales process. So let's get right into it. I don't know if you're finding this, but these are some of today's big selling challenges, and we're going to help you overcome them over the next 6 weeks and give you sort of, the tools and the methodology to help you succeed in sales. And one of the biggest challenges is, in dealing with failure. Anybody agree with that? Dealing with failure when it comes to sales, or I'm not getting the results, or the customer is not buying, or they're not returning my call, I'm in voicemail hell kind of thing. Those are the big challenges that we in business face, right? Or if you're in sales. Other challenges include gaining appointments is one of the biggest prospecting challenges. 18%, they did a study earlier this year, over almost 18.5% said getting appointments is a challenge. 30% of the respondents said competition against low-cost providers is a big challenge in terms of closing a deal, kind of winning out on price. And we're going to give you some strategies over the next 6 weeks where, price won't matter so much, right? We're going to look at, a lot of people wonder, what's social selling? Like what I've heard this term. What's that about? We'll look at that. We're going to look at, like cutting through the competition. There's so much noise, so much clutter out there, in the marketplace. That's a big challenge too for us in our business and in sales. And then, another concern is, what if I make a mistake on the presentation, or, I fumble my words, or, maybe I make, there's some sort of a mistake. So, are you up for the challenge? Is everybody on board over the next 6 weeks to really work it, to be present on the calls, to do the homework and the assignments each week, to work through these challenges and to really partake and be full on in these next 6-week sessions? They're only, an hour a week, and I guarantee it's going to benefit you greatly if you apply the homework, if you do the homework, if you apply the learning. It's really going to help you be more proficient at selling and more confident too. So you up for the challenge? Is everybody up for the challenge? Jennifer, if you want to write a note, if you're still there, I think you're still there. Anyway, yeah, there's more challenges though than that. So if I haven't scared you already, there we go. We got a note. Okay. Yes, yes, and yes. Shelley and Mike. Excellent. Thank you, you two. So I can read notes here, and I get little notes, so I'll read them and I'll share who sent them to. So there are a couple more challenges. There's the fear of selling. The thought of, how about this? The thought of cold calling someone that you've never met to promote your business. I don't know. Does that have you stop dead in your tracks? Because it does me a little bit sometimes, and I've been at it a long time. How about this? Would you rather build paperclip models at your desk than pick up the phone and reach out to a prospect or client? I mean, that's the truth of what we're facing today, right? There's a lot of people that think, they don't even like sales. That's the other thing. They don't even like sales. They think it's icky or sleazy, right? Uh, and some people really, I hear this when I do my sales training sessions. I don't like asking for money, right? I feel odd about asking, right? And and it's just money. Terry says, I totally faded out on 2 occasions. Can everybody hear me? Because I got my mic right here. Can everybody hear me okay? Yes? Okay, good. All right. I hope I'm not fading out. So the truth is, people don't like asking for money. They feel a little like, ooh, right? Most small business owners, though, love being in charge of their own business. Is that true for you? Do you like running the show, making the decisions, sharing your talents and your gifts and, your creativity? You know, um, a lot of people love being a business owner. 96% of small business owners in the U.S., this is a statistic from the U.S., feel that control and flexibility is the best part of owning their business. And this is actually according to a TD Bank small business survey. So if it's 96% in the U.S., chances are it's pretty close here. Small business owners also love to talk to clients and customers, the survey says. More than 2/3 report that their favorite part of running a business is to just be, chatting with customers, meeting them, having coffee, meetings, things like that. 40% love fulfilling product orders or providing services, yet 1/4 love selling and setting appointments. That's only 25%. It's pretty low. So there's something going on. The challenges that we discussed, are real for people. And Terry, I don't know why that is, because everybody else is okay so far. So check maybe your connection, your speaker connection. And I'll also, Terry, for those on the call, I do record these and I'll post them on YouTube. So within a few days, they'll be up on YouTube. So what's your take? This is where I want to open it up for discussion a little bit soon. If you hate selling, you're going to be in big trouble, because since the key to your success is you've got to be able to sell. And my view is if you can sell, you'll never work for anyone else again. If you can't afford to hire salespeople, some of your options include hiring an independent sales rep. I don't know if any of you have given that a thought. There are sales agencies who are willing to work on commission. Or maybe you find a business partner or joint venture with someone who's actually good at sales so you can focus on what you do best. But these strategies are challenging and in terms of implementing them and to do. Plus, it's also a little bit challenging to hire someone good to sell, let alone find someone good that doesn't mind being on commission. Do you agree with that? For those on the call, do you agree with some of these findings and points, these discussion points? Mike says, is the real challenge confidence in your own ability? Yeah, that's a big, challenge, Mike. That's another one that I haven't even thought of or addressed is being confident in your ability and, being able to, be bold enough, and not take all that rejection personally. And that's a huge challenge. Terry, I'm getting your notes here, Terry, and I'm sorry you're having difficulty, but I don't know, it might, if it's on your end, maybe check your connection a little bit with your speakers or your headset. Yeah. So we gotta, in order to sell, we gotta, what Mike just pointed out, and that was a really good point, actually, is it our confidence? And then oftentimes, Mike, you're bang on. You got to change your mindset. You got to reframe your thinking towards selling. As I said, if you learn how to sell, you'll never work for someone else again, and you'll love being in business. To work through the fear of it. Always when I look at something I'm fearful of or I'm not sure of or, ooh, I don't know about this. I don't really like to sell. I don't want to have to call somebody cold. I always look at a situation that I'm fearful of. And one strategy I really encourage you to start to take on is look at a situation that comes up that you're fearful of and look at the best case scenario and the worst case. So in sales, like what's the best thing that can possibly happen when you maybe book an hour of your day and start making prospecting or cold calls? What's the best thing that can happen? The best thing is what? You're going to get a sale, right? Or you'll meet somebody new, or you'll have a prospect that maybe you might not buy right now, but might buy down the road if you nurture that relationship with them. And the worst thing is what? They'll say no. They might swear at you in a language you've never heard of before, things like that, right? So you have to just sort of change the mindset and the thinking. John Flanagan writes, absolutely, I've been working for 23 plus years to find people to work on commission to grow his business. And most people he's talked to want a job, a just over broke. I love that, John. Thanks, man. If it's okay, I might use that. And Terry, good. I'm glad you're fine. That's good. So, when you're fearful of something, just kind of look at it and go, okay, what's the best case and worst thing that can happen? And often, usually when you look at it in that way, the best far outweighs the worst. It behooves you to be in action. It behooves you to book about an hour a day to do a little prospecting, to network, to get out into the market, to connect with your clients, to joint venture. Another thing that you have to be prepared for in sales, and especially in prospecting, is expect a no. For you to think that, the whole world's going to stop when you want to, promote your product or service, and this could be at a networking event or a trade show or a conference, for you to be, expect some, client to just drop everything and go, yes. If you got yeses, I'd be buying lottery tickets. I'm just saying. So you're going to hear no a lot. And one of the things we're going to talk about over the next 6 weeks is, don't take no personally, because it's not personal. Don't make no mean something. It's okay. It's really okay. The chances are you're going to hear no on when you're making a prospecting call or you're at a networking event. You go to the networking events and you go, oh man, that was kind of useless, right? Nobody wanted me or anything. Well, it could be in how you're saying it and how you're framing your elevator pitch. Maybe it's not connecting, right? Maybe you got to change the wording and the phrasing so that it connects to what really matters to your clients. And again, don't make it personal. I remember when I was in sales, I'll give you a little history. About in 2002, after a job loss, Mr. Flanagan, I had a job, and I lost it, or I got cut from the contract. And I began starting my own sort of training coaching business. And I also launched a little radio show that I did for 7 years out in Durham region. And I live in North York, for those on the call. So I did this radio show in Durham region called the Small Business Big Idea Show. It was a weekly show for small business owners. And I had to buy the airtime from the radio station and then resell it to advertisers. Well, I was selling a concept. I wasn't even selling something that existed. So I made 125 cold calls to get 5 yeses, 5 clients on board. And that was just enough just to barely break even. It just was like, oh man, it was just like enough, right, to get going. After that, the show took off and it was profitable. But what am I trying to say here? I heard no a lot, right? I heard no 120 times. And boy, your mind starts to play tricks on you, and your little mind will start to chime in and say, oh, see, radio's not for you. I told you should have been a doctor. What's wrong with you? And so you have to kind of watch that noise, watch that inner critic in your head when you're hearing no in sales. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean your client doesn't like you or want what you have eventually. It just means they don't know enough about you, truthfully, in the 10 or 15 seconds you've taken to give them a call and connect with them. So don't make it mean something. It's okay when they say no. One of the things I'll share in a week or two is when they do say no, that's a great time to ask questions, right? You want to ask permission to ask questions. So, hey, Joe, I get it's no. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions and we can, explore that a little bit? And that's what you do on a prospecting call. That's when your prospecting call becomes more of a research call and you get an opportunity if the client's willing and has time to do a little bit of market research. So it's okay to hear no. Don't worry about it. You're going to. It's par for the course. Just ask permission to stay in the client's world until such time that they're ready to buy. Also, believe in yourself, right? If you don't have that inner belief that if you don't know at the very heart of what you do, you really want to help someone else get results or make someone's life better or improve someone's bottom line or make them more efficient or make them more money. If you don't have that belief inside, that burning belief, then you're not going to succeed. It just won't happen. And the other key too to selling from this level, because what I'm actually kind of teaching with this Joy of Six is it's a more consultative approach, and you want to work on the long-term relationship as opposed to just focusing on making the transaction. Focus on the long-term relationship instead of making the transaction. And then the other goal for selling and meeting people and making your prospecting calls and networking is to really to focus on building relationships, to persist politely and maintain the relationship and get permission to stay in the client's world and market to them. It's called permission marketing. Okay, we have a question on the question panel. John writes, I've learned that no actually means no, the customer wants to know more before they make a buying decision. John, exactly. No also means, the customer needs to know more about you before they can make a buying decision. And so when you make a call or you're at a networking event doing your little elevator pitch, people might not know enough about you. So we're going to do some scripting on calls and what to say at a networking event or on a prospecting call over the next few weeks. That's going to help you say what you need to say so that it really connects to your audience, right? That what you're saying matters to them, because they don't care how long you've been in business or how great you are, or how good looking you are, or that you got a new tie. What they care about is how are you going to help me? What's in it for me, right? And that's what your kind of customers are thinking about. It's like, what's in it for me? Where am I going to benefit? What are the results? And then they're kind of wondering like, well, what's it going to cost me, right? So you've got to be able to work the relationship, work, talk and discuss and get clear from your clients as to what they want, what they need, at what budget, and then determine whether or not you can help them fill those needs, wants, and perhaps their goals. Any other questions before we step ahead to this slide? Everybody okay on the call? Don't be afraid to say yes. I don't mind. I don't mind a yes. Yay, Nicole, Mike, Shelley. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Terry. And yeah. All right. So let's forge ahead. And Azita, thank you. All right. So the bottom line about selling and marketing and being out there and networking and meeting people and picking up a phone first thing in the morning to make your prospecting calls, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. It's called mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So here's the thing. As much as you want your customers, and we all want the business, customers need you too, right? You got to believe in that. They need your talents, your skills, your services, because you're there really to help them achieve a goal. I would say everybody on this call has some sort of product or service that's going to help someone else achieve something that they're desiring, right? And if that's not a fit, then the client's not a fit for you. So, really watch the thinking. Don't think of it as, oh, I got to make calls to get a customer, I got to make a sale. No, think of it as, I want to start a relationship with somebody and to help them get the results they want, to be of a service mentality, right? So, stop thinking of getting new customers as just a sale and start thinking of it as, hey, I'm here to help them achieve their dreams. And when you shift that thinking, does that not feel better already? I would say yes. I would say yes. Oh, I just got someone's talking on the call, so I just got to mute you out.
Wait on up. Decide not to do any monitoring.
There we go. So I just had to mute that person out. Sorry about that. All right. So yeah. So here's one thing I want to kind of get you to start with, and I'm going to have you do a little bit of personal work here, okay? And this is, I want you to get clear as to what you bring to the table. I want you to start to think of, just thanks, Mike. It is a good way of looking at things. That you've got something that people want too, right? As much as you want their business, you've got something of value too. So I want us to get clear on our value. I want us to know what we bring to the table, to know your worth. So I want you to think, why would someone want to buy your products and services? Can you think of 3 whys? And then the other thing is, can you get clear on benefits to using your products or services, your goods or services? What does the person get after buying from you? Have you changed their life, improved their bottom line, impacted their business? I don't know, grown more hair on their head? What is it that, what's the impact that you've got on your customers? Take a couple minutes to work on this. And when you're ready, just, blurt it out. I'm ready, okay? So I'll give you about 2 to 3 minutes. And be a little bit of quiet on the call for now, but take a couple minutes. Should have the Jeopardy theme going here. Do, 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 do. Welcome, Simona. I see just came on. Ira, I hope I have that right. And Chinas, Helen, if I haven't greeted you already. Angela. Wow. So we'll do this an hour for the next 3 Mondays, and then we're back in January. So if you're working on this, I want to know some whys and some benefits. All right, good. Hey, welcome, Helen. Good morning to you as well. I'm looking at the question theme. Terry writes, his company reduces the cost of poor quality, happier customers with fewer customer complaints and on-time delivery. That's great, Terry. What I want you to do next is go a little deeper. How do you do what you do? How do you get happy customers with fewer complaints? Like, what's that sort of secret sauce that you've got, right? How do you achieve those results? All right, man. So work on that just for a sec, okay? And Mike writes, return to play, work, sports, school, benefits, social interaction with family, friends, and sports. Okay. So what's the benefit to that, Mike? What's the benefit of social interaction, sports? Participating in sports, having an attitude of play. So I want to know what the benefits to that is. That's what you do, but what do we gain from that? Helen writes, good negotiation, get the job done.
I'm on a webinar, babe.
What's that? They're returning from injury. Okay. So, Mike, if you can, want to put your mic on and share what you do?
Am I on?
Yeah.
Well, I'm an athletic therapist, massage therapist.
Okay.
So I work with injured athletes or the everyday person, and I do the best I can to get them back to function.
Okay, now I got it.
So that's why I have written what I have, and
yeah.
Concussion is the big thing that I do a lot of work with.
Well, yeah, no, I bet. And that's a big issue these days in sports.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so you get the injured athlete, back to life again, like back to living and playing and engaging and doing something that they really love to do, right? And you get them
Yeah.
back to health.
Yes.
Excellent.
And even people that are, we call desk jockeys, people that are in front of computers, take away a lot of their strain and their stress.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can put out your neck or back just by reaching over to get a file.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Helen does consultation with overall planning. So when you plan, what are you planning for? What are you helping, Helen? What are you helping your clients plan for? Because that's really important. What's the plan they're going to have? A plan to do what? A plan to improve their finances? A plan to improve their marketing? Is it a plan to, take steps to improve their sales? What's that plan? So it's really important that you work on this, okay? Get clear as to what are 3 whys. Why would somebody want to buy from you? If you don't know why, how's your customer going to know why they should buy from you? And then really get clear on what's the bottom line. How do you improve your client's life or business? What's that actual thing, that big thing that makes you stand out from your competition? So Helen writes, secure their finance and gaining, I don't see the second part. So it's around helping, I guess, Helen, I'm going to take it that you're a financial planner and that you help them secure their finances and perhaps have a better financial plan so that they can feel more secure and more confident about their money situation and their financial needs moving forward. I'm gonna say so. That's a really good why, right? I'm gonna help you, develop a financial plan that's going to sort of help you today and moving forward, right? To have a plan that works and so that you can feel more confident, a little bit more peace of mind, less stress. And we're going to just, we're going to do it by, working with you one-on-one, developing a personalized action plan that fits your personal needs and financial situation. And you're going to feel a lot more at peace and a lot more confident that you're taking action and actually being proactive and doing something. Does that feel right, Helen? To you? Because that's kind of what I see. John, okay, excellent. Helen says yes. John writes, David, the 3 whys someone would want to buy from him are he helps people live and look young, improve their health and wellness, and also improve their financial situation. Excellent. Okay. So, yeah, like who doesn't want that? Do you want a little bit more cha-ching in your pocket? Do you want to, have energy and vitality? No, I want to go around, feeling no energy and down in the dumps all day, right? So that's what you're going to get when John meets you for the, first time. That's what you're gonna, get from working with John. All right. Hey, great work so far, everyone. Really good work. We're about halfway through. So you got to really get clear on this. So, work on this week and test it out with a buddy. One of my asks for you this week is to get maybe an accountability partner in your life to help you through the learning over the next 6 weeks so that you really can not only learn, but really put it into action. And that's the goal. That's good learning. When that happens, we're all happy. So this is what we're going to do over the next 6 weeks. We're going to mastermind. We're going to learn new ideas, tricks, and tools. There's going to be homework. I'm going to ask you to be accountable, to do the homework. Don't just come and I'm going to do this webinar for an hour, right? I want you to really embrace it and do the work. Maybe you get a buddy and there's a little bit of teamwork, or somebody else on the call. Maybe there's a little teamwork, and there will be teamwork. Like Mike, your sharing just now was beautiful, and Helen and John, you sharing on the question pane was phenomenal. So that's what we want, right? And then my goal too is that you have a new relationship to selling. That it's not such an evil, horrible thing. It's actually, I find it really exciting. I find it's a great opportunity to meet new people, to to make more money in my business, to be able to serve somebody, to do things that I'm really passionate about. Like, wow, you know, if I didn't make calls to get that radio show up and running way back when in 2002, if I told you that, you know, I interviewed people like the late Dr. Stephen Covey and Bob Proctor from The Secret and John Assaraf and who else? Michael Gerber, author of the E-Myth. I mean, those are just some of the people I got to kind of interview and even meet. And that none of that would have happened if I didn't believe in myself and if I didn't have that inner sort of drive to go make that next call, even though I was getting hit on the head, you know, 120 times. Who cares, right? Really, who cares? So yeah, Mike writes, I love some of those people. Some of them are really nice, actually. John writes, David, the 3 benefits of his product are resetting, reviving, and renewing. A youthful gene expression. Wow. Weight management and a body shaping system. And it's also a passive income opportunity. And we all want a little more of that, John, believe me, you know, for sure. Excellent work, everybody. This is good. The other thing we're going to look at over the next 6 weeks, and 6 weeks, is knowing yourself. And that's what today is about. Today is about knowing yourself, your value. We're going to look at knowing your niche. We're going to look at warming up the sales call, ways to warm up the calls. You don't have to make those cold calls. Developing a sales action plan. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at selling as a good conversation. The importance of asking questions and just being with somebody and having a good conversation about them and their business and getting to understand them so that you can really, you know, really serve them. And Mike, I bet you do that in your practice. When you're seeing a patient, a chiropractic patient, you're probably asking a lot of questions about the pain or their you know, their lifestyle, or, you know, what their goals are. What do they want to be able to do? And that's kind of what we want to do when we work with a client. When you're on the phone trying to speak to a client for the first time, you want to book that consultation session or discovery session or chiropractic needs analysis, whatever you want to call it, so that you can connect with the client and just have a really good conversation about where they're at, what they want, and how you guys can work together. That's really about it, you know, truthfully. Mike says, absolutely. Thanks, Mike. And Terry says, what do I mean when I say warm up the sales call? So Terry, what I mean is you want to, you know, how many of you like, you know, cold calling? Probably not a lot. So what are some things we can do, Terry, that where we don't maybe have to cold call? So maybe we ask for a referral. So when we get a referral from someone, we then call that person and say, hi, Joe, Terry told me to call you. Now it's not so cold because Joe knows you, Terry, and he's going to be much more open to working with you. Or maybe you're at a networking event, so networking. Or maybe you like to write and people like what you write and they like to follow your blog, or you write in an article in a magazine or an online magazine. Maybe you have your own YouTube channel and you're doing little podcasts every week and people really like your ideas and your thoughts and they want to connect with you, right? So that's a way to warm up the call or the process, the sales process, so you don't have to make cold calls. It's a warm call. It's like they already know you. Or maybe they see you on, Facebook or LinkedIn. Whoa, bless you. Holy geez, I felt that over here. And maybe it's like, they get to trust you and like you and see your ideas and your thoughts and your the way you express yourself about business in social media, and then they they want to engage with you. So that's really going to be critical. And John, I got your message. I'll read that in a sec. And thanks, Terry. I'm glad you got it. We're also going to look at overcoming the fear. The importance of asking really good questions. One of the most important things we can do in business and in sales is ask really good questions. If you don't ask, you won't know. You won't know about what your clients' needs are. You won't know what their pain is. You won't know what their budget is. You really, one of the most important things for salespeople, to me, is your ability to ask really critical questions of your clients, shut up, listen, and then give them ideas and solutions. And that's the key. And then we'll look at the importance of staying in touch with your clients, relationships, building relationships, and how important relationship building is to your bottom line and your success. All right, that's what we're going to do over the next 6 weeks. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of ground to cover, and I hope each session is going to be just like this. This is a great start. So one of the things we really need to know is know ourselves. What's our value and our worth? And we already did a little mini exercise about that, and believe me, you are all worth it. So in order to begin a conversation with anybody, you've got to really share some of the benefits with your prospects and clients. You got to share, what are you going to get from working with us, right? What is it? What's in it for the client? It's not about us. Yeah, we could be in business for 25 years. We could have won awards. We could be maybe the Chamber of Commerce and, in Newmarket award winner. That's great. But what matters to your customers is, what do you got from me, right? So those outcomes, I'm kind of repeating myself here, but it's really important for you to sort of really get clear as to what are those outcomes, what are the benefits that your clients get from working with you. So, one way to identify the benefits is to do market research. How many of you do market research on an ongoing basis? Just raise your hand up. Raise your hand if you do market research. One of the things I like to do personally in my world is I go onto Google, and you know how you've got Google gives you all kinds of little things you can do. All right, I see a hand raised. Excellent. Who raised their hand? John raised his hand. Okay, good. That's good. John, you got to do market research, man. Seriously. Really important. So one of the things I like to do in my business, and I hope I pronounce your name right. She does market research, or he. One of the things I like to do is I go onto Google, and then I go onto Google News, and what I'll do is I type in my industry. So let's say it's the Boomer Business Coach. So I'll type in boomers in business in Canada, and I subscribe to weekly Google News alerts about boomers. So I get all kinds of stories, not just about business, but health issues or financial issues. Like Helen, that's a good place for you to learn about boomers and their financial issues. So I get all these news stories, and then all of a sudden I've got information about my industry that I can share with my prospect when I call them, So maybe I read an article that boomers are the fastest growing group going into business for themselves. That's the fastest population segment going into business for themselves. So that research now helps me in my construct my conversations or my opening messaging or my marketing messaging with my prospects. Because what I'm going to say is, hey, are you a boomer? Are you going into business? It's the fastest group. Here are some of the challenges they face. If you have these challenges, guess what? I help you with this, this, and this. Would you be open to meeting, and we can see how we can help you get results? And that would be like a prospecting call, right? That's all you'd say. And then you have a discussion. If they say no, then you're going to probe the no. So really important for you to do your homework and know your industry. So like here's some examples. A professional organizer, they've done research that states the average small business owner wastes 9 days a year looking for lost files and paperwork. Well, when you start to have a conversation like that with a prospective client, their ears are going to perk up, right? They're going to go, oh yeah, tell me more. Or a business machine computer cleaning company and a repair guy knows that there are more germs on a computer keyboard at work than there are on a toilet seat. If you start leading your conversation like that to your prospective client, they're going to go, whoa, tell me more. Like, what? I got more germs on the computer keyboard at work? Yeah, and it causes the spread of colds and flus and viruses in the office, right? Less, work time, poor productivity, right? What we do is, here's how we solve that problem. A vitamin company used a Harvard study that states we're getting 30% less nutritional value in our daily intake of fruits and vegetables each day. So, think like what facts, data, studies, and research can you put into your conversations, your sales conversations? Any ideas? Take a few minutes just to think of if you know of any facts, data, studies, research that you can use to have a conversation with a prospective client with. Okay? Take a moment just to think of that and then share them. What's that? Studies, data, facts, figures? You can even lead with this when you're at a networking event. Share some studies and stats and data that will kind of amaze people. Another moment on this. All right, do any of you have any facts, figures, studies, data that you can use in your conversations, your sales conversations with your clients at a networking event, even in your marketing material to get their attention? Because this can really hook people. Another moment. Mike, do you have any?
No.
No? Okay, I'm going to share a true story. So I had a client, this is a few years ago. I do coaching and training. Actually, starting Wednesday, I'm taking on a new full-time position with the City of Toronto, heading up a youth entrepreneur program. So I invite you to email me, but if I don't get back to you the same day, just be patient. I will get back to you. Anyway, so this client was, she was a home stager. She came in for a coaching session. I work with the self-employment benefit program in Whitby, and that's winding down, unfortunately. But anyway, this is a few years ago during the height of that, the real estate debacle and recession. And she started her home staging business kind of right in the middle of that. And she came in for a coaching session nearly in tears. And what she said was, I'm not getting any business. I'm not getting any reaction from real estate agents. And things really seem to have dried up. And so I asked her, I said, what are you saying to real estate agents? And she said, well, I'm just saying that, I'm a new home stager. We do some really good work, and I'd like to have a meeting with you, to show you our work and see if we can work together, right? So I don't know about you, but that really didn't, that was a little bland, right? That's not going to hook me. So I said, you got to find a reason that these real estate agents want to meet you. And so we went on to Google News and we typed in home staging, and we got an article from a newspaper in Florida that said that homes that were staged, and Florida was interesting because Florida was one of the areas that got really hard hit by that real estate fallout, right? The Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac fallout. But the article said that even in this economy, homes that are staged were getting 9% more on the resale value of the house, and they were selling faster than homes that weren't. So I said, her name was Deborah. I said, Deborah, you got to use this like almost word for word when you're going to do a prospecting call with a real estate agent. And she did. And so the call was like exactly that. Hi, Joe, it's Deborah from XYZ Home Staging. Studies show even in this crazy economy, that homes that are staged are getting 9% more on the resale value and they're selling faster. Is that a result you'd like for yourself? Because if it is, and for your clients, because if it is, that's what we do. And I'd love to come by and show you our material, or our work, and find out more about your needs and how we can help you get these kind of results. How would it be for us to meet next Tuesday at 2? And that was the extent of her call. Well, based on that, she started to get appointments, because what was she showing? Here's what you're going to get. Here's what's in it for you. More money, faster sales, faster closing cycles. Well, what real estate agent in their right mind wouldn't want, that kind of result, right? Simona, you say the skin is the biggest organ in the human body and is capable of absorbing up to 60% of what you put on it. True. Many studies are showing the average woman absorbs 5 pounds of chemicals through her skin each year. So you've got something obviously that's organic and natural that's going to cut down on the amount of chemicals and toxins. Yeah, natural makeup. That's going to cut back on the toxins and the chemicals that people are putting into their body. And that, from a sort of really bad news point of view, that can affect fertility. It could cause cancer. It could affect your energy, your overall health and vitality. Put something more natural on yourself, as opposed to creams and lotions that are laden with chemicals. So that's really exactly what we mean. What are some facts and studies that you can use to sort of entice people? And that home stager, by the way, when she started to craft her calls and her messaging with those statistics, she started to get reaction. She started to get meetings. She started to get business. So it really does work. So one of the things I want you to kind of look at over the next 6 weeks is really begin to know the benefits of what your business does for your clients. Become a student of the game. Look towards research, market data, industry data. If you're a financial planner, there's an association you probably belong to, right? Maybe your association has industry data, or, Google News alerts, or ask your clients, hey, why did you buy our goods and services? How did it help you? What did you like about it? Terry writes, oh my gosh, John wrote a book here. Terry writes, cost of defect correction rises exponentially between requirements gathering and product delivery. Yeah, so you have to know, the stats and the numbers about your industry and how it has an impact. John writes, we use the Harvard study that I've referenced, good, along with the discussion of free radicals and antioxidants. Great, to educate the customer that the nutritional value and our daily intake of fruits and vegetables each day, because people are eating less than 2 servings of fruits and vegetables. They have biotechnology that measures carotenoid antioxidants in living skin tissue to give customer their skin carotenoid score, plus a biomarker like blood pressure and cholesterol levels, or any other biomarkers that your family doctor tests when they send you for blood work. Excellent. So when you start to share like the nitty-gritty stats and figures and research with your clients a little bit in layman's terms, they have to understand it, then that's a great way to have an interesting conversation, okay, with your clients. All right. How's everybody doing? You're all okay still? You're all with me? All right. Next thing to do is to know, again, about knowing your value, is to know the benefits of your offer. And the benefit equation is, the value equation is the sum of your benefits minus cost equals your value. So we always wonder, like, what's our value, right? Well, your value comes in 4 ways in a business context. What's the value of your product or the benefit of your product? What's the benefit of your service? What are the benefits of the relationship, the brand benefits? When you add those up minus cost, that equals your value, okay? So you're probably scratching your head, well, what's a product benefit? Well, a product benefit is spinach. It eliminates free radicals, it's got antioxidants, it prevents cancer, it's very healthy, it's nutritious, It's inexpensive, and Popeye loved it, and it's a green superfood, right? So that's a product loaded with benefits. So when I share all those benefits, cost doesn't matter so much. FedEx is a great example of a service benefit. You know, their slogan a few years ago was, when it absolutely positively has to get their next day delivery or else. Well, guess what? That's a benefit. If I've got to get my package to Montreal tomorrow morning in my client's hand, you know what? I'm shipping FedEx. I'm going to pay a little bit more because I know that I'm going to receive a benefit. And the benefit is it's going to get there on time when I need it to. So we'll pay a little bit more. When you share the benefits, when you're clear about the benefits of your product or service offering, it's really important to really focus on those benefits and communicate them time and time again with your customer. So brand benefits, well, the first two benefits are the most important ones for us in our own small businesses. But brand benefits is something that you can work on as well. You know, you can work on your branding, the look, the feel. Make sure that there's a consistency in your website, your business cards, your promotional material, that your messaging is consistent. You don't want to have your clients guessing as to, oh, where are they coming from now? What are they up to now? So really good examples of brand benefits are the bigger companies like Coca-Cola, Kleenex, McDonald's, Heinz, right? Heinz, man, they're so confident about their brand that their slogan a few years ago was, Heinz, there are no other kinds. And there's like 4 other kinds of ketchup on the market. I don't know, can anybody name them? Any ideas? You know, I'm hearing a snickering. And then none of us go to the grocery store looking for those brands. We're going to buy Heinz, right? Because they've ingrained it in our heads so much. Any guesses as to the other kinds of ketchup? For sake of time, I'll share them. You got your, no name, store brand. Edie Smith, probably you might have seen that. Hunt's and Aylmer. And you're not going to the grocery store saying, I'm going to pick me up some Aylmer ketchup today, right? You come home with that, you might get, turned back. And then the last benefit area is relationship benefit. And one of the companies I think that's done a good job at building relationships is Tim Hortons. We have a relationship in our mind about Tim Hortons, right? We like it. It's Canadian. It's hockey. It's all things like that. Or TD Bank. Remember those older guys, open till 8 and Sundays and Saturdays too, right? We now have a relationship in our mind that when we need to bank somewhere, TD's going to be open. They're going to have hours that we can go to. I don't have to stress out that my bank closes at 4 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I can go to TD Bank. They're open till 8. And guess what? Sundays too. So that's what we mean by a relationship benefit. We have in our mind, we have a viewpoint, a positive view of who we're dealing with. And so we need to work on that. We also need to work on this. But the most important two are really get clear as to what are the benefits of your offering and be able to communicate that regularly in your sales and marketing conversations. Any questions? How y'all doing? We're almost done. So again, get clear as to your benefits. We've already done that already, but if you offer a service, what are 3 benefits that will matter? If you offer a product, what are 3 benefits? And what are some ways that you can enhance the impression, the image, the relationship that you want your clients to have of you? What are some ways that you can, be like, when you think of banking and hours, you think of TD Bank, right? What are some ways you can enhance that? Just take a moment just to write that down, okay? Take just a moment. We're going a little bit longer today, not much longer, a little longer. It's our first class, so we're going a little bit longer. So take a moment just to work on this. Yeah, and then we're going to get into value proposition, and I think we're almost done. Hang tight. Take a moment to work on this. All right, another moment. Good, we got some comment. Beautify. Yeah, your beauty. You know, we bring your beauty out. That's a good benefit. So you feel confident. Improve your health. Excellent. That's Simona on the call today. So we all want, you know, to feel radiant and confident and good about ourselves, right? Especially if you're, you know, you're single and you're looking for somebody, right? Or if you're, you know, you want to put your best foot forward if you're meeting your clients. Anybody else have any answers? So again, something to work on over the next week, okay? I want to just move along just for the sake of time. So the other really, oh, we got one more answer. And less pain, Mike. Yeah, Mike, excellent. Yeah, we're going to help you reduce the pain you're in. Holy cow. You know, I remember going to a chiropractor, Mike, and I this is, I was in my 30s, and I put my neck and shoulder out. Like it just stiffened up on me just by reaching over and doing laundry. And I went to, you know, a chiropractor. I said, you got to cure me. I got to play hockey on Tuesday night. So it's just like, that was my motivation. Anyway, you got to get clear as to what your value is about, and you want to look in, you know, as to the true benefit, right? So here's some like value propositions. We sell insurance. That's weak. That's just what you do. What do you really do? Well, we help families and individuals protect their most important assets. Even if you sell business insurance, you know, you're helping to protect the business and the lifestyle that you've got from your business. Here's another weak value proposition. We're the leading provider of multimedia advertising services. What we really do is we help businesses improve their bottom line and show up, you know, better than their competition. Here's one, and this was actually true, a weak value proposition. We sell shoes and athletic gear. That was Nike. And then they redid it, and they said, we bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. If you have a body, you're an athlete. And that's actually the mission statement of Nike. So what I want you to do is I want you to work on your value proposition next. And your value proposition goes like this. And you can use your value proposition in a sales call or at a networking event. You'll see in a second. So here's what I want you to do. This is creating your own value proposition. So for who? Who is your target customer? What do they need? What's their challenge? So let's say it's, I'll use my business as an example. So it's for boomers going into business for the first time who need a plan and structure and tools to help them grow their businesses. We've developed cutting edge coaching and training programs to help them, you know, get customers and grow their business faster. So that's an example of a value proposition. So who's your target customer? What's their challenge, need, or problem? What have you developed? And what's that help them achieve? So I want you to just work on that just for a quick sec, okay? Everybody see that and got it? And then share once you're done. We'll probably be a little bit over, like about 10 minutes. I've got 10 o'clock already, but this is our first class, so it's a little longer. Okay. Someone's hand went up. Yeah. Functional return to sport, work, play, and school. And I guess you're targeting on the, you know, the weekend athlete, right, Mike?
Yep.
Okay, good. Who, you know, have had a sports injury. What you've developed is a, you know, a treatment system, chiropractic treatment system that helps them reduce the pain that they're in and helps them get back to work, play, and school faster, right?
Something along those lines, yep.
All right, cool. That's a good value proposition, Mike. So we create natural makeup for women who want to be beautiful without compromising their health. That was from Simona. Perfect. if you can, even narrow down your target, Simona. So not all women, maybe it's career women, or maybe it's younger women, or moms, new moms. Another moment, and I want to hear one more of these. I got 10:03 here. Okay, got one more. Excellent. Shelley writes, we help managers become better at leading their people so that everyone is inspired to do their best work and do it helps them be more profitable, have more harmonious relationships, and more more creativity and fun at work. Right? Really helps them be productive. I'm guessing, Shelley. I'm not sure exactly what you do. But yeah, work on your value proposition this week, and we're going to share them next week, okay? Share some more. Really important. Everybody got this methodology? So that methodology is taken from the Business Model Canvas, which is a strategic management lean startup template for developing new and documenting existing business models. So the Business Model Canvas is a one sheet that it's like a one-page business plan, and it helps you really get clear as to what's the value you bring to the table. So one of the things I want you to work on is I want you to discuss your value proposition with a buddy or colleague this week and ask them if your value proposition inspires someone to want to work with you, or do you need to dig a little deeper and ask the client what matters to them. So that's a little bit of your homework this week, okay? John writes, value propositions, we help people live and look young. Okay, John, but try and keep it to that format of that value proposition. So be a little bit more precise if you can in terms of who your target customer is. What's their challenge, right? Remember the what's in it for me. Hey, are you solving my pain or my problem? What have you developed? And what does that help them achieve? So John, you got the what it helps them achieve. What you need to do is you got to get clear as to who it's for, who suffer or are challenged by what have you developed for them, and then you've got the achieve part, but you got to do the first three questions, okay? Is that cool, man? If you can work on that this week. Ira has left. I'll need to leave a call. Okay. And for who? Terry writes, for who business and service organizations are concerned about the cost of poor quality, missed delivery deadlines, unhappy customers. I help them improve their business and operational process to be more efficient and effective and reliably satisfying customers' expectations. It helps them reduce costs and increase profits. That's cool, Terry. But again, like, what is it? I'm not sure what you do. In simple terms, what is it you do? Are you, I don't know if you're a courier or like printing or what you do. So make sure you make mention of what you do. And yeah, all right. So John, you'll work on it this week. Excellent. So yeah, really work on this, guys. This is going to help you in the long term. So this is a business model canvas approach. I encourage you to look that up. The bottom line is we got to know ourselves, right? Before we can even go out to the marketplace, we got to know what we bring to the table. And you've got to be doing your market research. It's going to help you in the sales process. You have to understand how your service or product gets results for other people. And then you've got to be able to communicate that, right? So do your homework, do your research. It's going to help you get clients. It's going to help you position you as an expert. It's going to show you know your stuff. It's going to show that you're aware of the problems and situations your clients are having. And it's going to allow you to pitch it in a way that you're going to be that, that solution provider. So I talked to you about the home stager, studies show 9%. Really important to, to think about that study over the next week as well. So really, here's your homework. Share your value proposition and get some feedback on it and how you can make it better, and we'll hear some next week. Get clear as to what your benefits are. Maybe find a research or a story that pertains to your industry that you can start a conversation around. Get a mentor and or an accountability partner to work with. over the next 6 weeks. I want you also to please send me an email, and I'll put you on the email list because I'm going to record these, and I'll send you the PowerPoints, and I also have a handout for today too. So each week, once you email me, I'll send you the material from the class, okay? So you actually have it to go back on, and then once I load this class up onto my YouTube channel, I'll make that available so you can go back and look. And if you miss a week, you know, then it's not like, oh, I missed a week. You now have access to each class. Does that sound fair? So my email address, okay, Helen, I'm going to ask you to email me, okay? I'm at, everybody write this down, I'm at the coach, so that's the coach, at smallbusinessbigideas, plural.com. The coach at smallbusinessbigideas.com. Sound cool? So I want you to have a really, really beautiful week. We'll do some of the homework next week. So, you know, practice the value propositions, do some research, share a story that you found that pertains to your industry, share 3 or 4 benefits of your offering, get a mentor or an accountability partner to work with over the next, you know, 6 to 8 weeks, because it'll be kind of 8 weeks, I guess, by the time we're finished. We have a few weeks off over the holidays. Any questions? Everybody okay? Did you learn something today? All right, it's 10 after 10. We went a little long. This is the last time that we'll go this long, I guarantee it. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Azita. Thanks, Simona. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. Thanks, Helen. And we'll see you next week, Monday at 9 a.m. And if you want to tell somebody about it, they can come on the call too. They can register too. Thanks, Terry. Be good, man. And who else? John, thanks for your beautiful answers and comments and questions. Have a beautiful week. This ends the call. And again, email me at thecoach@smallbusinessbigideas.com, and I'll send everything to you throughout the week, okay? Stay well. Have a good week and happy holidays. Cheers, everybody.